Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Battle Bites here in World of Tanks, and today we are in the Type 59, the premium Tier 8 Chinese medium tank. We're in a standard battle on Airfield, and we're in a Tier 8 battle, so we land top tier in the Type 59, and premium matchmaking in this tank, so you can only ever see Tier 9s or Tier 8s. You don't see Tier 10s in this tank, but it's always nice to end up top tier in a tier 8 battle in this tank. You can really use the strengths of this tank. It has some very decent turret armor and good all-around mobility. Not great all-around mobility, but the armor is certainly reliable when you're shooting at when tier 8 guns and lower are shooting at you. If you ever get matched up in a one-on-one fight with a tier 6, they're going to be in a lot of trouble trying to match this tank. The main thing that I want to highlight in this replay is this position. The hill is so important. I call this the hill. I guess there's the main hill in the H5 area where my one ally is, and there's this area over here. This is the most important area on the map for me. This is where the fighting takes place. This is where you need to be. If you win this, you get a lot of options. So I love this position that I'm in right now. The heavies like to hug down there where the hammer is. They like to hug that wall, and I feel like if you can get up here. Now look at this Centennial that we're looking at. He's looking at the heavy down to my right, which means that I can poke out at shots of opportunity either after he's fired or at other times to put shots in to armor that's going to be angled differently when it's trying to prevent shots coming from the heavy tank down below. So you can see we put a nice shot in to one of the Centennials. Then we got a chance to go for the commander's hatch there on the second one. And now I and this hammer can just work so well together. There we do some damage to the KV-2. And the key here, I guess, is to know your tank. Not every tank in every battle can take this position. If I was in this tank, for example, or something similar to it, in a tier 10 battle, the guns that are shooting back at you are going to do much more damage. They're going to go through your turret. But in this battle, I know I can rely on my turret armor. The other reason I like this position, it gives you this flexibility. You can come up to the end of the hill. You have some bushes here. They don't provide great cover. I almost always get spotted when I come up here. But you have the opportunity to put shots in to tanks that are progressing down that little area there. And like this 416, the object 416 on the enemy team, he was kind of stuck. I had a nice shot into the turret. So the flexibility to bounce back and forth from up to the left and down to the right, I really, really love this position. You can do a lot of good work here. One thing you need to be aware of, as you saw, I just took a shot, I think from an enemy hammer in the turret. If the enemy team has captured the main hill in the middle, in that GH5 area, they can shoot across to you and do some damage to you. So just be aware of that. Now, once I'm down in this position, of course, I'm safe from any tanks doing that. But when you go up to poke, don't waste time up there. Those bushes, they look like good bushes. They're not. I almost always get spotted. So unless you're in an insanely high camouflage valued tank, get up here, take your target, fire your shot, and then get back. Because if you hang out here for too long, something's going to range in on you, hit you. There you can see I hadn't even fired yet. I wasn't through the bush, and I got spotted by something. So use that position for what it is. It's a nice opportunity, but not a place that you can kind of camp and set up, again, unless you're in a really high camo valued tank. So now I'm coming down here, and we've done some nice work. We're winning the fight. It looks like my allies are progressing, so I want to support. I don't want to sit back in that position. It's no longer useful, so we're going to make a move. I think we've got numbers, but we want to make sure that we continue to support our allies here. So we put a nice shot into the back of the T-44. He lights on fire. We don't get the kill there, but we did some nice damage, and one of our allies finishes him off. There we see another enemy across the hill going down, and now we want to help out on this motherland. So we're going to aim, but I kind of rushed the shot. I should have pulled forward there. The reload on the Type 59, boy, the rate of fire is just one of the few weaknesses of the tank. If you could shave another second off, I feel like it would be such a better tank. The agony of waiting for that reload sometimes is pretty brutal. But we got a nice shot into the motherland there anyway. We put one more in. He's running away from us and runs into our allies and again gets taken out. So now we take a shot from way downrange, something that's completely unspotted. Want to get some obstacles between us and where that shot came from. We don't know what it is, but probably one of the two tank destroyers left on the enemy team. And then there we go. We see a KV-3 coming across. He runs into the dead tank, and so a nice shot into the rear. We will always take that, looking to set a fire. And now here I'm going to try and use his bad gun depression and my hull armor in combination, right? If he's going to shoot me, it's going to be in the turret, and now he looks the other way. We can pop back up, put one into the side of the turret, and get a nice penetration there. He is now a one-shot. We come up, see if we can get the gun into position, down into the flat side armor there, and that secures our third kill. Now we can see there is an SU-100M. That's probably what shot us. It's way up in that corner. So it's 11-9. The enemy's actually pulled back a couple of kills there and made this close again. This is going to be down to the wire here, it looks like. We had a nice shot fully aimed into that Russian Tier 7 tank destroyer, and boy, the shot just went far to the right. I think the hand of Stalin guided my shot away from that comrade there who must have sacrificed enough dissidents to the gulag. So now we're going to come up into this extra aggressive position. We're looking to spot enemies, but again, the cover here is not great, so don't overextend. There's another hidden tank destroyer out there. I'm on less than half health, 560 hit points remaining, so I don't want to give up a hit if I can help it. At this point, I'm one of the few mobile tanks left on my team, 3 heavies and 2 tank destroyers. I'm one that can move, support, sweep, and clean up, so I want to protect my health here while I can. We do see the SU-100M again getting into position, but we just can't sneak a shot into there before he gets behind the rock. So we're going to continue to advance. The T-34, I think, has that tank destroyer's attention. He's on full health. He should be able to handle a shot or two from that tank while I sweep around to the back to try and get into position. And then we get spotted. There's the SU-100Y. That's the box tank, and that's the Tier 6 Russian premium. And, oh, well, looks like the premium tank is sleeping, which is nice for us. It gives us some free damage, and of course, that means that one of our shots is going to go low into the tracks and not do any damage, so we will agonize over this reload for another 2 shots now needed. One goes in, and this next one should finish it off, and anywhere this shot goes, that should be enough to penetrate and kill this tank, and it is. So a bit of a freebie there for our 4th kill. Not something that you like to see, a tank that goes AFK, but I guess bottom tier, not too happy about it. Decided to leave the match early, but hey, it's free XP for us. We will take it. And now there are just 2 enemy tanks left on the enemy team. The heavy seems to have a couple of friendly tanks on our team closing in, and yes, the T-28 prototype ends up securing the kill. And now we have just the Russian tank destroyer that put 1 into us early. We're going to go hunting for our revenge. Unfortunately, a Top Gun is not in play here, but we can secure 5 kills, a really nice amount of damage, and a nice supporting role for our team. So we're going to come up around the backside here. This is a non-turreted tank destroyer, so we have the rear of that tank. We put 1 in, and we're going to see if we can get a little ram. And the T-34 takes a hit, and we're not going to catch and do a ram there, so we'll just put 1 shot into the rear of the tank and secure our 5th kill and the victory for the Allies. So the main point there was to kind of highlight the position. This was a good game, not an outstanding game, but we did over 4,000 damage, 5 kills, 140,000 credits earned, a high caliber first class mastery badge. All that is great, but the real star of the show there, I think, was this tank and this matchup. Great opportunity to use that position on the little hill there to kind of change up the angles, apply some pressure to the enemy team. I think that contributed to us winning that flank, being able then to push hard on the far edge of that flank as we got a numbers advantage. Our allies pushed through. We were able to move in with them, provide some support, and once we had that flank locked up, then we had superior numbers, and it was just a matter of time before we were able to take out the rest of the enemy team. So we could see 4,200 damage, almost triple anyone else on our team. Not quite. I think we had a couple there put up 1,600, 1,500. So good game from the supporting cast there. Again, top tier in this tank in this kind of matchup. You expect a good game, and thankfully the Type 59 did not disappoint, and I was able to pilot it pretty skillfully there as well. Put it into some nice positions, use the strengths of the tank effectively, and minimize the weaknesses of the tank. I didn't get into any shooting DPS brawls where it's just me trading shot for shot, because that's not what the Type 59 does. That's not its strength. So hopefully you guys can use that position in your battles where you have the right tank for it and you're in the right matchup. Hopefully that works out for you. Let me know. It is a favorite spot of mine to get to whenever I can in these battles. Just be careful you don't get too aggressive if you're in a very light tank and you get matched up against tanks 3 tiers higher than you. A single mistake there can cost you your tank if you poke out and take a big shot. But good luck in your battles. Hopefully you'll find this position useful in a battle in Airfield in the future. Thank you for joining me. Please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. Close to 300 subs. We're almost there, guys. Really appreciate the support. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.